Hey everybody, Al Iverson here. It's time for another one of your email authentication and deliverability questions answered. This time around, the question I'm going to answer is, what is the Gmail sender contact form? What am I talking about there? What is this thing? What would you use it for? Let's say you run an email send platform, or maybe not. Maybe you're just IT for a company, but you send emails. You're having trouble getting those emails delivered to Gmail. Maybe you're an ESP who had a customer upload a list and do something silly that they shouldn't have. Maybe you didn't implement DMARC correctly, and so you found your emails getting blocked. Maybe something else happened. Who knows what the scenario is? But the point is, you had a problem delivering email to Gmail. You figured out what the problem is. You think you fixed it, and now you need Gmail to reconsider blocking. Now, keeping in mind that Gmail filtering is highly automated, right? It's a big AI-driven monster thing that has to be as automated as it is. Too many IPs, too many domains, too many data points to look at to be able to manage that stuff manually. But every once in a while, something weird might happen. Something might fall through the cracks. There might be a need to actually escalate something to a human being. That leads you to what we refer to in the industry as postmaster pages, or the postmaster process. In this case, Google has a postmaster form, or a sender submission form, which is a way to contact a mailbox provider to ask them that to address your delivery issue or deliverability issue, to reconsider spam filtering or blocking. Before you do this, keep in mind that you really should have a good reason to reach out, be able to demonstrate that you're a good sender. If you're sending cold lead emails, you have low engagement, high complaints, you're not following the sender requirements, they'll recognize that, and they're not going to give you any sort of assistance. They don't bypass filters based on this alone. They use this to put you in the queue to review and potentially reconsider. And again, this is not a slam dunk that using this process lets you sidestep. It does not let you sidestep any sort of issue with your configuration, or if you're doing something wrong. And don't bluster or threaten. You're not as cool as you think you are, to be honest. A lot of people think, we can just tell Gmail who we are, and they have to understand that we're a big company and this isn't okay. It doesn't work that way. You're not going to get a response if you threaten to sue somebody. It didn't work for the RNC very well, so it's probably not going to work for you either. This form, this process, how do you get to it? Here's the URL there, or there's a short URL there, so you don't have to try to type the whole thing in, or you can just search Google for Google's Gmail sender contact form. Again, don't waste their time. It's not going to work for you. You have to comply with opt-in best practices. You have to be complying with their sender requirements. There's a link to the sender requirements there. Make sure you test too. If you think you fixed a problem, confirm it with a third-party tool like that About My Email. That's a great way to make sure you're fully compliant with those new sender requirements. So when you go to the form, here's what you get. You're going to fill it out. There's also a field for your name and contact info. You tell them what's actually going on here. Messages are being incorrectly classified as spam or phishing. Are you getting temp fails or rejects, or is it something else? You fill that out. You're going to hit next to get to the second page of this form here. We're going to give them, in your own words, a chance to describe and summarize the issue. You're also going to need to attach an email header, preferably from an email sent to Gmail. If you don't know how to get an email header, there's plenty of information online on how to do that. So you can search for how to export, how to view email headers, how to export email headers. Paste those in there. Google's going to need that to fingerprint, IP and domain and who the actual sender is. What stream of mail does this refer to? That's going to be a necessary thing for them to figure out what mail is being discussed here, what issue needs to be addressed here. Then you submit that. You're going to get this little reply pop up that says, hey, your email has been sent. The important thing here is please allow at least 2 weeks between submissions for the changes, if any, to propagate. Now, this can be a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow, because what happens next is Google will send you a ticket number, but they don't usually respond personally. It's quite rare to get a human response from one of these tickets. So it's really going to be up to you to continue testing periodically to confirm whether or not the issue is still occurring. Are you able to connect to their servers now? Is your mail still going to the spam folder? Is it being rejected, or is it going to the inbox now? Is that state different than it was before? It's really going to be up to you to measure that. And keep in mind that it can literally take 2 weeks for something to happen there. Now, as this is not always a fun process, right? It's not a fast process, but it does often work. I have been using this process for years. When I help a client nurse them back to deliverability health, if we think that we've fixed whatever technical or permission issue was outstanding and stats are starting to go perhaps in the right direction, but Gmail is still putting mail in the spam folder, you can fill out this form. And if you're heading in the right direction, if they see a reason to reconsider it, they will actually make a change and your mail will start going to the inbox again. So in that way, it's very helpful. It also costs nothing to make the submission. So if you are restoring things back to their right place, it's okay to make that submission to hopefully get it on somebody's radar at Google. Maybe they'll make a reconsideration faster than they would have otherwise. So that's the process. That's the Gmail sender form. Hopefully you found that useful. If not, if there's a better question I could have asked and answered here, drop me an email at al.iverson@valimail.com. I'll consider it for a future video. And if you need help with DMARC or email authentication, email is DMARC and authentication are in our DNA here at Valimail. Please visit our website at valimail.com. We are ready and willing to help you authenticate and protect your domains against phishing and spoofing. Thanks. Have a great day.